will Paul Atreides finally take down House Harkonnen with the help of the Fremen? Will Arrakis fall into the hands of the Harkonnen once again? And will there be a third Dune movie later on? We found several fan-made teaser trailers online, but have yet to see the release of the official trailer for Dune. The most popular of them has around 700,000 views, which tells us one thing: fans can't wait for Dune 2. The first Dune movie is released in 2021, Killed. Frank Herbert's series of novels has been adapted for cinema several times in the past. In the 70s, Alejandro Jodorowsky made the first movie adaptation of the books, but it didn't catch on. In 1984, David Lynch followed pretty much the same trajectory, and it was considered a movie disaster. But in 2021, Denis Villeneuve released a new Dune, one that was separated into two movies. Villeneuve knew that the complex lore and history of the novels could never be explained in one movie. When signing for the license to remake Dune, Villeneuve struck an agreement for two movies. This way, he could explore the entire Dune universe in detail, and it wouldn't feel rushed like the previous two movie adaptations. And what a success it was! With visually stunning graphics, great acting, and a story that pulls you in. Some critics have even come out to say that Dune is the best sci-fi movie of the decade. Now, we don't know if it's the best sci-fi movie of the decade, but we'll agree that it was masterful. Well, before they even started making Dune, the release date for Dune 2 was already known. The movie is set to hit theaters on November 3, 2023. From the synopsis online, we knew that Dune 2 will smash that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, we know that Dune 2 will focus on Paul Atreides and his quest to bring justice to his family. Even though they were nearly brought to extinction, he reunited with Chani and the Fremen of the desert. So now, they're on a path to avenge those who conspired against his family. With all of that hatred for House Harkonnen and House Carino, Paul will finally get to prove he is the one leader the Bene Gesserit proclaimed him to be. Even though he's going to be the chosen one, Atreides has a hard task in front of him. The Sardaukar army is the most powerful in the universe. No one dares challenge them, which is why they've stood on the throne for thousands of years. We know that Paul has the ability to see the future, so we got a little glimpse of what's to come in the Dune universe. If we look at the book, we know that the first Dune movie ended right around the middle of the story. However, Denis Villeneuve was hesitant about where to end the movie. At first, he thought the right place to end it would be at the time jump, but then he decided to end it after Paul's first kill, signifying his passage to manhood. This tells us that there's going to be a time jump in the second Dune movie. Also, we know that Chani will have a much larger role the second time around.
There's a crusade coming.
In the first movie, her screen time was only 7 minutes. However, in Dune Part 2, that will not be the case. Zendaya herself said that she would like to grow together with her character and the people around her for the second movie. When talking about the plot for the movie, Villeneuve said that he would like to go a little bit deeper into some of these details. It's like a chess game. Some new characters will be introduced in the second part. A decision I made very early on was that this first part would be more about Paul Atreides and the Bene Gesserit and his experience of being in contact for the first time with a different culture. Second part, there will be much more Harkonnen stuff. Speaking of new characters, we know that the Emperor Shaddam IV of Carino will make an appearance in the upcoming sequel. Since we didn't see him in the first movie, there were only animations of Emperor Shaddam IV. And despite thinking that he would be played by Charles Dance, the actor who portrayed Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones, Emperor Carino will be played by Christopher Walken. He joined the cast in May 2022. Austin Butler is going to be joining the cast in 2023, and he'll be playing the role of Feyd Rautha in the upcoming movie. So we're going to see Elvis himself in Dune. Another actor that will be joining the movie is Léa Seydoux. She has been going back and forth with the casting directors, and they finally decided to give her the role of Lady Margot. Chislaki will be joining the movie cast, and she'll be portrayed by Sahula Yacoub. She joined the movie in July of the same year. The one actress we're super excited joined the cast is Florence Pugh. She'll be taking on the role of Princess Ireland. Speaking of which, we should tell you that there is a photo of her on the set of Dune. She was wearing something resembling a gold circlet, clad in a linen shift. The photo was taken during the shoot in Italy. Since we're on the subject of shooting, we know that filming has already begun. Timothée Chalamet smashed that subscribe button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, seriously now. Chalamet posted a photo on his Instagram account, back facing the camera. He was wearing a long black coat with the outline of a skeleton on the back of it. The question now becomes, is this Paul Atreides' official costume for Dune 2? Or is it just another one of Chalamet's high fashion looks? Official sources claim that pre-shooting started on July 4, 2022. The first location was Brian Tomb in Altaviv, Italy. This was a brief shoot that lasted only 2 days. After that, on July 21st, principal photography began in Budapest, Hungary. They were shooting until November, when they moved to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. Filming wrapped on December 12, 2022. But something strange happened. In January of 2022, they added Tim Blake Nelson to the cast of Dune 2. Filming had already wrapped, so why would they add a new cast member to the movie? No one except the studio knows what his role in Dune 2 actually is, which makes us think that this movie is not going to be the end of the Dune franchise. Just like for the first movie, Hans Zimmer will be returning to compose the film's music. And just as a side note, the composer created 90 minutes of music even before announcing the movie. Why? To give Denis Villeneuve something to listen to and get inspired by. Speaking of people coming back, we know that Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya will be reprising their roles in the upcoming movie. Josh Brolin will still play Gurney Halleck. The Harkonnen family will be portrayed by Stellan Skarsgård in the role of Vladimir Harkonnen. And Dave Bautista will be playing the role of Glasu Robin, Vladimir's nephew. Rebecca Ferguson will keep her role as Lady Jessica, the Bene Gesserit to Paul. Charlotte Rampling will play Gaius Helen Mahayam, a Bene Gesserit and a truth-sayer working for the Empire. Representing the Fremen will be Javier Bardem in the role of Stilgar. The one person we would like to see back in the cast would be Jason Momoa in the role of Duncan Idaho. But that ship has long sailed. We talked a little about prolonging the Dune franchise with a third movie, and according to the director of the movie, we know that he's very interested in the possibility. Denis Villeneuve wanted to explore the story of the second Dune novel, Dune Messiah. However, the addition of this movie to the franchise depends on one thing and one thing only: the success of Dune Part 2. In fact, screenplay writer John Spatz said that the movie will be focusing on the role. Villeneuve is not only interested in a third movie, he's also interested in making a TV spin-off series in the future. So it's possible that this could only be the beginning of a successful Dune franchise. Check out these videos next.